YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Crypto J coming at you with another J Talks Crypto. If you're brand new to the channel, hit the subscribe button and bell notification. We're going to talk about some Bitcoin. We're going to talk about the state of the market because the market is absolutely dumping. But are we surprised, guys? Have we not been talking about this already? Actually, give you guys my exact price targets for Bitcoin, which we are going to go over today. I'm going to give you guys just kind of my thoughts on the market going into today. And today is Thursday. So, again, we usually do see price action happened on a Thursday. Unfortunately, we broke down today. As you guys can see, Bitcoin coming in at 98,000. I had put on Twitter that I would probably be looking between 102 and 96K on Bitcoin. Bitcoin finally breaking below a six-figure Bitcoin, and I even told you guys that in my last video that we might see Bitcoin go below six figures. Here we are, guys, right? So again, a lot of people want to know, is it done? Is the worst over? Or again, is this looking like we're going to see some kind of a correction? Looking at our yearly chart, guys, honestly, yikes. Yikes. I think that we're going to see a big sell-off, to be honest with you. Ay, ay, ay. And I'm not trying to FUD up a community. I'm not trying to FUD up Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Again, these corrections are necessary, guys. We need to develop new levels of support. Bitcoin has been going parabolic since 2023. I've been saying this on my channel. This cycle started in 2023 when Bitcoin was at 16,000. Did not start last year when a lot of people got into it. Did not start at 100,000 when a lot more people got into it. Um, and again, some concerning things that were making me feel like this dump was inevitable is one, the market sentiment is bad. The market sentiment is bad. I don't know if you know how a good market feels, but this is not it. There's nothing really pulling in a positive direction in the way of momentum or sentiment, especially when you consider the fact that they lower the interest rate and then things go down. Um, they work out a peace deal with China and then things go down. Same thing. So when those type of things are happening, like when we're seeing like things like mass adoption, things like regulation, things like good news not pumping the market, it just tends to be an accumulation zone for Bitcoin. And that's, again, exactly what I said in my last video. I said this looks like a textbook accumulation zone where they are putting out all this stuff that should be pumping the market, and it's just a manipulated market. It's just is what it is, right? So again, I do think that there's going to be money to be made. I do think that the next couple months, based off of this, and again, I'm really not trying to spread FUD or anything. I'm just trying to let you guys know, one, what I think, which again is a grain of salt. I'm not a financial advisor. But two, also just let you guys know what to be prepared of in the way of correction, because again, we were talking about this correction for a while now, right? When Bitcoin started trending sideways, I was telling you guys, look, this sideways movement is actually a sign of a lack of demand. A lot of the time when our price moves sideways like this, we break down. And again, that's exactly what happened. Right now, we have a nasty head and shoulders pattern playing here, and we're literally sitting on support right now. So again, this thing can still go lower, or we could maybe find some kind of a bounce. Now, judging off this 1 year chart right here, I'm not feeling super stoked on this price, even off this monthly price. And then, oh my gosh, look at the weekly forming a bear flag. There's so many down indicators pointing down in this situation. Um, and I just want you guys to pay attention to that, because again, I personally do not bet against the trend. I'm long on Bitcoin. I know that sometimes corrections take time. Markets don't move when we want them to move. They move when we don't want them to move. They move when we're not ready for them to move. And I do think that these accumulation zones sometimes can be drawn out. And, we've already seen that a couple times in the cycle, where we've seen Bitcoin idle out for months, right? And then go on and rip to a new all-time high. We just seen it happen not even that long ago. But the question is, can Bitcoin still rally back? Can we still have a bullish Q4? What's next year gonna look like as well? Again, guys, I'm just giving you my TA based off of these charts. That's all I've ever done on this channel. I'm completely unbiased in the things that I say. I try to give you guys the good and the bad in every situation. But I always say, it's a game of possibilities and probabilities. I tell you guys what's probably going to happen based off of the trend because I believe the trend is your friend. But there's also a possibility that always a possibility that things can turn around. A trend can turn around, and that goes for a bullish trend or a bearish trend. Things can always possibly change, and that's why, again, I'm not over leveraging in the market. As you guys can see, the total market cap for cryptocurrency right now coming in at 3.3 trillion. Big Green Index coming in at a 25. Our Bitcoin to altcoin season coming in at a 28. RSI is the only positive indicator right now that I could find, bro. But again, our RSI is starting to look a little bit oversold. So maybe again, we're going to see a big liquidation happen. Now, do I think personally that a big liquidation is going to happen before the weekend? Absolutely not. I feel like the price action has already happened. If anything, I feel like we're going to bleed down to 96 this weekend. I would be looking for a short position. I think many people are looking for short positions. Again, I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm not telling you to go be short on the market, but I'm telling you this is a shoulder head shoulder right here. That's a negative pattern. Shoulder head shoulder here, already breaking down on the 1 month, a negative pattern. On our weekly, we have a bear flag forming here. This is another indicator that we need to see more sell off. And again, guys, the market is closing. It's Thursday, so look, more sideways price action. Again, this market is not done, and this is why I was saying in my last couple of videos, I've been saying all week, past couple weeks, man, these people that are still talking about Q4 and this and that, they really are starting to not look like they know what they're talking about, guys. Honestly, I don't really think that Q4 is going to be bullish. I think that Q4 is going to be a correction, which is interesting. Also, I want to add this too, because there's a lot of things that are happening here, and I've been doing this, guys, for years. I've seen these cycles happen for years. I know how Bitcoin usually acts during the beginning of the year, during the middle of the year, and during the end of the year. Again, guys, this is supposed to be our time where our market was predicted to make a recovery by a lot of people, including by me, right? I thought that our market would be flying high in Q4, but again, this is why I always say that it's possibilities versus probabilities. And we've been talking about the past couple weeks the fact that the price is not looking good on Bitcoin. It's not looking healthy. It's looking like it needs to see correction. And look, now we're heading into 98K Bitcoin. Here's where the concern comes in. Usually, at the beginning of the year, we're usually seeing the market start to correct. But now we're seeing this happen at the end of the year, right? This is happening now in November. We're going into December pretty soon enough, right? It seems like these months are going so fast. But my concern is for the beginning of the year. What's going to happen in the beginning of the year? This could be very bullish, actually, if we finish correcting at the end of the year and then next year could just be solid. That would be great. I don't foresee a bullish Christmas. That can still happen, right? A lot of people were even talking about, dude, what about Rismus? What about all these other Christmas coins that did well last year and the Thanksgiving coins and this and that? And I I would love to see the market turn around just in time for Thanksgiving. It would kind of be poetic, wouldn't it? Right? America in America's cryptocurrency. And then Thanksgiving, new all-time high on right? When everybody's eating their Thanksgiving giblets and we're all waking up to money, and it'll be so nice. But you know what happened last Thanksgiving? I know some of you guys remember what happened last Thanksgiving. The market was a bloodbath, and again, um, very interesting to see what happens because last November the market was a bloodbath, but Bitcoin also went on, right? Bitcoin went on. Trump took office in November. Bitcoin went on, hit new all-time high, hit a six-figure Bitcoin, right? And now again, the market has made a serious pump, right? You can't take away, and this is why I always try to keep things in perspective, just on how much Bitcoin has grown, because corrections happen. They're normal. Um, but again, are we still not at the top of the cycle? That's what I want to know. I still don't think we are, guys. And again, Bitcoin's coming in at 98, and I told you it would come in at 98, and I'm still telling you, I don't think that this cycle's broken. I do not think that the cycle's broken. I do not know what the rest of the year has in store for us. Again, like I said, I don't personally foresee a bullish Christmas. It can happen though. It literally can happen. We not have a blown off top yet. Again, it would be so poetic for the market to turn around the holidays and stuff like that. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Again, a lot of the stuff that we needed to happen, it happened, like the interest rate getting lowered a little bit, like the China deal and stuff like that, that we thought would be big forces that would move the market. But it just seems like nothing's moved the market. We even had a little peace agreement at one point in the place where I'm not even going to talk about because I don't want to get any kind of censorship on the channel. So again, that didn't even move the market, but I had a funny feeling that that would have been a trick. But yeah, let's look at some of these other things that are going on. I just want to like give you guys a little overview of the market, and then we'll kind of look at some of these other coins because I haven't been making as much content as I should, and I should be making more content too. Just want to address that. Honestly, guys, Q4 right now, the market has just not been super hot. So my content has just been like maybe like once or twice a week because there's just not a lot going on. I'm kind of trying to talk about before things happen, like when it's like really critical levels of support or big levels of resistance. But again, I already gave you guys my kind of my point of view on Q4, and then also my TikTok is just growing like crazy. I'm not gonna lie, TikTok is going crazy. I got two TikToks now, one with close to 9,000 and the other one close to 8,000. And Q4 has just been really good for TikTok Shop, so I've been focusing a lot on making TikTok Shop content. But again, we're going to be making a lot of content for YouTube and TikTok. I'm going to start going live more as well. I really want to start going live every single day. So today I'm going to go live, just not right now. But maybe in the next couple hours, I'm going to be going live. I need to get more likes on this video to let me know that you guys want me to go live. And I'll answer any questions that you have. And of course, guys, I'll be honest all the time, like I always am. If you guys want to ask me just my point of view, and again, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. Don't hold me to any kind of financial advice, right? This is just things to just kind of make you think a little bit, right? So Toshi coin coming in at 196 million or 196 million. Nice, actually. I'm not mad at this at all, right? Toshi coin now actually breaking a little bit below some key levels on the weekly. And again, if Bitcoin wants to see a big sell-off, I would expect to see some more sell-off in the market. But at the same time, I am I am not mad at the price of Toshi being 196 million. I mean, if Bitcoin has a substantial correction, which I'm not ruling out, it does look like Bitcoin can stand to see some more correction, maybe even down. Honestly, I'll give you guys my most bearish case scenario of this correction, and it would still be totally normal, and in my opinion, and again, not based off of anything else, but I think this 80k range would be totally normal retrace, possibly even just a lick below that, maybe like 78 if we really wanted to break down any further. But again, we're in an oversold zone right now. We just seen a huge liquidation right now. I fully expect to see a short stop coming in pretty soon, next couple days probably. I would be concerned to see if we have a short stop on a Monday. I don't want to see huge price action on a Monday. I've been talking and warning you guys about certain type of price action that happens in the week, whether that's actually a good indicator or whether it's an indicator of a probable fake out. Again, has this not been spot on? The things that I've been telling you guys about this market, again, this just comes from being in the market for a long time and watching these trends for a long time. Again, you can go out and you could mess with leverage at any point if you want to. Leverage does tend to get people wrecked. I will just say that, right? These things they're not going to make it easy. So today, I feel like today was kind of like a little bit of an easy trade, but I feel like this next week is going to be very volatile and unpredictable. And I do think that we're going to see a short squeeze happen in the short term, immediate future. I would like to see us start catching some support honestly on a Thursday. I know I always talk about Thursdays. I'll never stop talking about Thursdays. I'm a crazy person, whatever, but I would like to see this price move on a Thursday. Monday to me would be a sign that we're going to see a rejection. It would be a sign of a fake out. And as a matter of fact, if we did see a massive pump on Monday, I would be looking to uh, put in a short on Monday if that would be the case. Personally, me, just me. Again, I'm not telling you what to do. You might do whatever you want with your money. Toshi coin also looking very volatile with Bitcoin right now. Anything can happen, guys. Again, usually we do see blood into the weekend, so the fact that we're hanging on here and creating a bear flag, and also Bitcoin as well making a bear flag, it could be an indicator again that we see some more sell off into the weekend. Nothing new, guys. This stuff is nothing new, and that's why I always say nothing's changed. Nothing's changed in every single video because this market, it kind of, I think it stays the same. To me, I see a method to the madness that is going on in these charts. I hope that you guys could start seeing a little bit of patterns too. Ultimately, nobody can time a perfect top. Nobody can time the bottom perfectly either. We did a pretty good job of talking about the correction from this top, right? I think I did a pretty good job of telling you guys, hey, things are starting to move sideways, things are not looking so good, da da da. But at the same time, now that the trend has reversed, I just want to also let you guys know I cannot say what the bottom will be for sure. I can only tell you levels of support and things that I'm paying attention to and things that you might want to pay attention to also, right? So that you're not surprised when the price goes jumping off of a cliff because the other guy was telling you that the price was going to go up. The price is going to go up for like the past couple of weeks and the price has not been looking good. I've been saying it for weeks now and even commenting on Twitter. My Twitter post is way down right now because I'm telling the truth. I'm not going to sit up and blow smoke. If things are not looking good, if we don't even have a chance right now, like guys, right now there is a probably oh man, I really don't even want to put this out there, but there's probably like a 75% chance that the sell-off that we're looking at right now is not done because there's too many indicators that are pointing down. And this again, if I was swing trading in this would be a signal to me that today would be a good day to be short, honestly. Even really yesterday would have been a good day to be short because look, this trend has already broken. This trend really started breaking down, guys. Really started breaking down, I would say, probably, I guess, early October, October 5th. We really started breaking trend and really started heading down. By the 16th, this trend was already broken. And now we're just kind of seeing if we can turn it around. And, this is not ultimately a zone that I would be accumulating in a lot, really, to be honest with you, because I just told you that there's a bunch of indicators that are pointing that we need to see a significant correction. But I also did tell you, too, that there is a possibility that we could catch some support at around this 98 range, 96 range. So if I felt like that, even though again I do still feel like there's 75% chance that we need to go lower, I would be more up to go 50 now and then 50 if we dip. That's just kind of the way that I treat it because again I know that Bitcoin's a volatile asset. I plan for these types of corrections. I already was not looking to accumulate at $120,000 Bitcoin. I hope you weren't looking to accumulate a $120,000 Bitcoin either. Not at least right now. Maybe 5 years down the line, that might be a very cheap price for Bitcoin, and you might feel like I should have just bought it whenever. It wouldn't matter. But I do think if you're investing for the near future, that being patient might reward you in the long run. I'll just say that, right? Being patient, you might get rewarded. This market tends to reward patience. I mean, you guys have to understand when I even started on this YouTube channel, I was in my 20s. I'm almost 34 now, guys. Been doing this on YouTube now for close to like 10 years just with this crypto stuff. So understand that I put my work into this, I put my time into this, and I know that it takes time. This market will give you gray hairs. It's not get rich quick. I wish I could really drive that into you guys that this is not a get rich quick space. It's not a good space to do that. It's not a good space to do that. So, especially in a market like right now, this is not the market to be getting rich. The market to be getting rich was really last year so far. Is last year. And then again, we could still see it happen, I think probably next year because we haven't had a blow off top yet. We haven't had a blow off top. And actually, when you take it into consideration that Bitcoin has already hit six-figure Bitcoin, we haven't had a blow off top yet, and we might still see a higher Bitcoin in 2026, it actually makes me feel like my price targets for Bitcoin are still going to be right for the top of this cycle. It's just not right in terms of the timeline that I thought that it would be, but I do still think that Bitcoin could still go between 200 and 250k. I'm saying it right now. I'm also saying right now that I do think that Bitcoin will see more of a correction from this 98k zone. That could be wrong, but based off of my analytics, based off of everything that I've been doing for the past years and watching this every single day and is pointing me to believe these things. So we'll see if I'm right. We'll see if I'm wrong. Again, Bitcoin coming in today at 98,000. The hope, of course, as always, is that Bitcoin can catch some support, you know, but at the same time, I'm a patient person and I'm trying to stack my chips anyway. So if Bitcoin does decide it wants to drop down to 80k, I know what that's going to mean for the market. I hope you guys know what that means for altcoins because again, um, our altcoin market is connected to Bitcoin. That's why I always talk about Bitcoin, and it's something that other YouTubers do not talk about enough. And to me, that is very not responsible because I shouldn't be talking about other coins without talking about the market risk and talking about Bitcoin because if Bitcoin's not healthy, then our market's not healthy. If our market's not healthy, it's a very small chance that you're going to outperform Bitcoin. As you guys can see, it's a bloodbath going all the way down, and Bitcoin still, as usual, outperforming the rest. I want you guys to pay attention to that too, how Bitcoin always outperforms. Do you have Bitcoin in your portfolio? That's what I want to know. Are you holding Bitcoin? Bitcoin has outperformed everything. Are you the most, what coin are you most bullish on? But again, guys, I'm still bullish on altcoins. I'm still bullish on a lot of these projects. I still love Toshi, man. Still looking for positions on Toshi. There might be a cheaper position on Toshi that might be available by Sunday, possibly. I'm not upset about it. I'm patient with it. Again, we got a little bit of support down here on this bottom Keltner channel, but we got to bounce off this. Otherwise, we are going to see a pretty steep correction in Toshi, probably possibly down to this 130 range. Just being realistic, not trying to fud up nothing. This is where our next level of, I guess you could say that this is some good level of support too. We might hold a little bit around this 160, 165 level. But ultimately, I think that our true level of support is probably going to be down here on this second Keltner. Down here where we touched over here. I think down here. If this moves, well, tomorrow this Keltner channel will move accordingly and then it'll establish a newer low. So I think that that low would probably be down at 135. That's just my prediction though. And again, guys, I do want to go live today, so let's try to get this to like 50 likes. That way we can all talk about this together on the live stream. If you enjoyed this video, again, let me know in the comment section that you made it to the end of the video. I'm trying to put out more content. I'm trying to load these videos with as much value as possible. So if you appreciate it, let me know, and I'll catch you next video. Peace.